Don't forget to click that subscribe and bell icon to receive a notification each time I upload a new video. Hi everyone, it's Mike here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So it's time for me to do my November Rogues Gallery page. So this month, as we're getting towards the end of the book, I'm going to do a single page, and as it's November I'm going to celebrate the life of Samuel Clemens, otherwise known as Mark Twain. Now, he was born on the 30th of November, hence him going in the November page, but he was born 2 months premature. So theoretically, it should have actually been born at the end of January. So, but because he was born in November, he's going on the November page. Now, I remember as a kid reading the adventures of Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn, but also other stories by him as well, which I didn't actually realise were his until much, much later, like The Prince and the Pauper and was it Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court, which I first saw as a film by Disney back in the day. But he wrote so much more, and obviously was a travel writer as well. But the books that stick in my mind most, obviously, are The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn and Tom Sawyer, and also Prince and the Pauper, which I read as a kid too. So he's going in my November page. So what I've got is a collection of bits and pieces. Now, I went onto the internet and I pulled down the front book cover of Huckleberry Finn, but also I did a smaller one from one of his other books, The Celebrated Jumping Frog by Mark Twain. But I also managed to find an actual letter, a scan of a letter of his own handwriting. So this is a letter that he wrote, can't remember the date anyway, but it is actually signed at the bottom, Sam L. Clemens. And the L stood, I can't remember what it was, something like Langhorn, Leghorn. I can't remember what the L stood for, but anyway, but that's his actual signature at the bottom there. So that's going to go on the page too. So those are the elements that I've got for that. Obviously I've got my November tag, so the 11th, 21. Each of my pages has had one, so we've got 10 for October for the 2 Halloween pages, 09 for September, 08 for August, so this one will be 11 for November. What I've also done, instead of using washi tape this time, I also found a book cover from one of his other books, and that's going to go on there as well. And I kind of like The Mysterious Stranger. I think it was Tales of the Mysterious Stranger or something like that. A story of the Mysterious Stranger, I can't remember. Anyway, but that's going to go in. For my background pieces, I've got a piece of faux old paper, but I've also got some paper from some paper pads that were recently sent to me in Happy Mail. Now I think this one here is from, yeah, I think it's from that set, which actually I think might be, can't remember. Anyway, I think it's that top one that it's from. Not sure who the craft box is. It says craft box, and then you've got pretty papers. So it might be different companies, but they look identical, don't they? Even right down to, yeah. So they're possibly generic papers that are bought by other companies and sold under their own label. And a few other bits and pieces. There's a little file tab here as well that I'm going to make use of as well. So this is going to be the back sheet. Now I've got a double page spread for November, and there's a double one there for December. I might do another Rogues Gallery later on in November if I can find somebody else and that was born in November that I want to celebrate. So I've already kind of put a little mark on the back of the paper so I know where to cut. So that can go down there. So that's going to be my background piece. And what I normally do is I assemble my ephemera together first. Ephemera assemble in one cluster and then stick it down finally in the back. So the letter, I think I'm going to I want to see the signature, so we'll put that signature towards the bottom, and then the Huckleberry Finn front cover can go up there. So, and I took the green from the book cover for the plaque, but also it marries up with the jumping frog as well. So green's going to be the predominant colour on this one, and obviously there are some nice browns and greens in that background as well. So let's just grab some vintage photo distress ink, and I'm going to go around the edges just because nobody likes to see white raw edges. Or do they? We say that, but has anybody actually said that they do like them? I'm not going to tear and I'm not going to distress the edges of this one, because with it being right towards the edge, then I don't think it's going to kind of work all that well. Let's do the picture of this lovely, lovely photo of Sam, which has got a little bit of it already. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And then we'll do a hook. And then the letter. Try not to cover up the signature. It's already got some grunge as part of the letter scan anyway, because it obviously been folded in an envelope for quite a few years. Okay, so that's going to go down first on the back part, so let's grab some glue. I did have some glue, there we go. My Elmer's school glue. And these are kind of just simple cluster pages. And then I think what I will do next year, as I've mentioned previously, because I've done an all-male rogues gallery, next year I think what I will do is I will do a female one, but I might intersperse it with a few chaps, and just do a heroes and heroines gallery. But what I might do is I might do one like I've done for this month, and actually have it as famous people, as opposed to just people who I think quirky, kind of attractive, random photos. I'll actually do famous people in history or from the past that were born on that particular month. So that gives me the scope then to do maybe a lady and a gentleman, one for each month maybe. And I'll be using the journal that I created with, let me grab the journal. It was that one that I did a couple of weeks back. I'm going to be using this 6x6ish or 5.5 by 5.5 inch craft pad, and because there's so many pages in there, I think it's going to be fine for me to do that. And that will be the Heroes and Heroines journal for 2022. So like I said, I'll try and maybe feature famous people that were born on that particular month. So now we've got that down, let's get the picture of Sam in there, which I think would look quite good there. It's rather a distinguished photo. Now I remember back in the 80s or 90s or whenever it was, when there was a Star Trek The Next Generation episode with Whoopi Goldberg in it, and they travelled back in time, and Sam Clemens was one of the characters that they bumped into on their time travel adventure. I believe the episode was called Time's Arrow, and the actor they got to play the part of Sam Clemens or Mark Twain was just fantastic. The makeup and the costume was just astounding, I thought. That's if you remember that, if you're a fan of Star Trek. Now then, I thought about using that, but I've gone and stuck it down now, haven't I? So I can't. Do. Right, let's put this mysterious stranger on there. So, born in 1835, and obviously he wrote the story, The Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court, which was probably a very early time travel story. Quite spookily for him. But also wrote about Joan of Arc, like I said, Prince and the Pauper, and quite a few, like I said, few stories all based around about the Mississippi, because that's the area that he was born in. So you write about what you know, don't you? Well, that's what they say. Write about what you know. Okay. And in case you don't know, he died in April 1910. So that makes, I think it was the 21st of April. 21st of April 1910. So that makes him a true Victorian, really, in British kind of standards, if you like, but obviously not by American standards, because they weren't really Victorians, were they? There we go. So we've got 3 titles there from his stories, because that is a Clemens story as well. But I just liked the mysterious stranger thing on it. Cool. Now then, let's see if we can just squeeze a little bit of glue on this. Not a very involved page. Paper clusters and collaging, you know, isn't necessarily, or doesn't have to be, really, really complicated. I suppose it's like a mini scrapbook page, just celebrating a person, isn't it? More than anything. Now then, I normally put some kind of metal embellishment on these things. So I was kind of hoping to find a pen nib, but I'm probably looking in the wrong place. Give me 2 minutes and I'll see if I can find one. There we go. I was practically able to go and put my hands on one almost straight away. So I think what we'll do is we'll put the pen nib over here, I think, just coming down there. So what do I need? I just need to put a hole in. That was easy. I don't need that cloth then. I was going to use that as a like a pricking mat. I've got my little brad to go through. There we go. Just turn the brad round. Yeah. So we can now have the little pen nib as our mini emblem for Mr. Clemens, also known as Mr. Twain. And that can go on there like so. Perfect. So let's get some glue on the back. Nearly out. I need to do some glue shopping. There we go. And then flip that over, and then we can stick that page down just like so. What I've got, just got a couple of clamps, clips. Oh, look at me shaking like I don't know what. Try and keep it straight. Just hold it in place for a few minutes while the glue grabs. And then that one, because the page is starting to kind of curl because we've got so much in it. There we go. Okay, so I just need to leave that for a few minutes just to grab a little bit longer. There we go. Just hold you in place. Okay, back in 2 seconds. Okay, so it's been a few minutes and the page is now set and that glue has gripped. So there is my November Rogues Gallery page. Like I said, there is a second page here for somebody else who was born in November, and I've just had a quick look on my list and there's a couple of possibilities to go in my Rogues Gallery for the November, so there may be another one going in there, and that gives me 2 pages then for December. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me put that quick collage page together. If you have, please remember to give the video a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already for more projects like this one, then you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. That's all from me for now. I'll see you all again very soon. Bye for now. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. Thank you.